Welcome back to Book Summary 5. I'm Sammy, and today we're diving into one of the most provocative and forward-looking books of recent years. The Age of AI and Our Human Future by Henry Kissinger, Eric Schmidt, and Daniel Huttenlocher. This is not your typical tech book. It's a sweeping reflection from a trio of minds, one a diplomat and historian, another a tech titan, and the third an academic leader, all joining forces to make sense of how artificial intelligence is reshaping not just our tools, but the very foundations of how we think, decide, and live. The book opens with a disquieting truth. Artificial intelligence isn't just another technological leap like electricity or the internet. It's something fundamentally different. AI doesn't just extend human capacity, it replaces parts of it. What happens when machines no longer wait for human instruction, but begin to perceive, interpret, and act on their own? What happens to our centuries-old assumptions about truth, knowledge, ethics, and even free will? To explain the depth of this shift, the authors explore how AI has already begun to alter the epistemology, that is, the very way we come to know things. Historically, humans built knowledge through reasoning, observation, debate, and discovery. But now we're relying more and more on systems that arrive at answers we can't always trace. Think of a deep learning model diagnosing a disease more accurately than a doctor, or recommending a military strategy without explaining why. These systems don't think like we do, and yet we trust their results. What makes this era so unique is that these systems evolve through data and pattern recognition, not logic or rules. That's why a recommendation engine can know your taste in movies better than you do, or a generative model can compose music or paint in the style of masters without ever having felt inspiration. This marks a break not only in technology, but in how we relate to knowledge itself. Kissinger, Schmidt, and Huttenlocher highlight moments that feel pulled from the future, but are already here. They describe how AlphaZero, an AI trained to play chess and Go, began generating strategies that stunned even the world's best grandmasters, not because it memorized millions of games, but because it reinvented the very way the game could be played. This isn't evolution, it's revolution. And that's the author's central message. The world that AI is creating isn't an extension of our past. It's something entirely new. This shift challenges our political structures too. The authors worry that our institutions, governments, laws, even diplomacy, are not equipped for the speed and opacity of AI. For centuries, we've built societies on ideas of human accountability, responsibility, and transparency. But what happens when decisions are driven by black box systems? When governments deploy predictive policing or surveillance algorithms? When autonomous weapons systems are able to act without a human in the loop? They argue that the geopolitical implications of AI are just as enormous as the technological ones. It's not just a race for economic dominance. It's a contest over who gets to define the ethics, norms, and values that guide these systems. And while the US and China lead the development, much of the world will be shaped by decisions made far from their own borders. But the book is not all warning. There's a call here too for humility, for adaptation, and for urgent reflection. The authors aren't technophobes. They believe AI holds incredible potential, from curing diseases to improving education to solving environmental crises. But that power must be accompanied by responsibility. The new frontier isn't just about creating smarter machines. It's about ensuring those machines serve human values, not distort them. As the book closes, the authors return to something deeply human, meaning. In a world where machines might outperform us in logic, pattern recognition, or even creativity, what remains essential is the human search for purpose, morality, and connection. AI might challenge our intellect, but it cannot answer the oldest questions: who are we, why are we here, and how should we live? The Age of AI is not a book of answers, but a call to inquiry. It's a reminder that as we build this powerful new intelligence, we must also build the wisdom to match it. Because if we fail to understand the implications of what we've created, we may find ourselves in a world we can no longer control, or even comprehend. Thanks for listening to Book Summary 5. If this got you thinking, and I bet it did, don't forget to subscribe and share. Until next time, stay curious, stay thoughtful. And happy reading.